What is up, YouTube? Merry Christmas, THATSA here, and today I have a little present for you guys. I'm sure you've seen over the past couple days that I've been using a Castform team, and I felt that this is such a cool team, I actually wanted to make it a QR team. Normally you guys have to pester me for like a whole week to make it into a QR team and make a review video, but I was one step ahead of you guys, and I decided to record this for a little bit of a Christmas present for you. So this is the team. We're going to be running it down on the QR code, and then we're going to be hopping into Showdown and reviewing the EV spreads and a little bit of the playstyle. So I've already recorded all the Castform videos that I want to upload. So like I have a full week's worth of Castform shenanigans, so I don't want to spoil any of those, but I will talk about my item choices and move choices and everything like that, and just generally familiarize you guys with the team, and you can try it out for yourself. I'll be leaving a link QR code in the description below. So this is the team for those of you guys that have not seen it. This is a Castform team, and Castform is a very unique Pokemon. It gets the ability Forecast, which changes its type depending on the weather that's active. So if it's hailing, it's an ice type. If it's sunny, it's a fire type. And if it's raining, it's a water type. It's a really cool move, and it really utilizes the move Weather Ball, which is basically a base 50 power move, but it doubles its damage if it's in a certain weather, and then it stabs that type of weather, dealing like, you know, a 1.5 on top of that. So it makes Castform, which is generally a pretty weak Pokemon, into a Pokemon that can actually pick up one-shots on almost any Pokemon. And this is definitely a gimmicky team, but you can see that there are ways to play standard. So we're going to run down each Pokemon here. We see Venusaur is going to have Protect. Actually, that's not the Venusaur set that I want, is it? Is that the correct set? Yeah, that's the correct set. I saw that Venusaur and I was like, no, that's the wrong Venusaur set. But no, I've been using a Mega Venusaur in my actual team recently, and that's completely off topic. But this is correct Venusaur set. We're going to see Protect, Sleep Powder, Sludge Bomb, and Grass Pledge with the Poisonium Z on Venusaur. And you may be thinking, why Poisonium Z? You don't really need it. And I kind of agree. It lets us guarantee pick up KOs on Feeny. We can sometimes pick up KOs on Charizard Wise after a little bit of chip damage, depending on how they're EV'd. It lets you just hit rather hard, which is something people don't expect from Venusaur this early on in the meta. So like against an offensive Kangaskhan, you can live through a double edge if they've already double edged something or taken just a little bit of chip. The Sludge Bomb Z move definitely just picks the huge KO on them. So normally that would be a Life Orb. I still think Life Orb might be a little bit better, but it is fun slapping fairies in the face. Like I one-shotted a Bulu through Protect the other day with the Poisonium Z. That was actually amazing. Castform here, it's note that this is a pretty unique Castform moveset, I think. So Castform obviously being a pretty unique Pokemon, but it's going to be Protect, Tailwind, Fire Blast, and Weather Ball. And you may be wondering, why Fire Blast, right? Why Fire Blast? It doesn't really make any sense. All the other types of weather can be switched in and change Castform's types. You can switch in Ninetales if it's raining and make it hail. You can switch in Pelipper if it's sunny or hailing and make it rain. So that means you can switch in and use your Weather Ball, and that's generally how you're going to be able to play this team. You pretty much switch in a weather type and then change your Castform's type and then Weather Ball for a completely different type and pick up, you know, gimmicky KOs on things. That's how this team works. It's a lot of fun to play. And Fire Blast, you can't really switch to a fire type because Charizard needs to Mega Evolve to gain its fire typing. So just having Fire Blast is pretty good. It lets you hit Aegislashes and Celesteelas, and it's actually a pretty funny animation when you're just normal Castform spamming Fire Blast on stuff. And you could say Flamethrower could work. It also gets things like Scald and Thunder and Icy Wind. Personally, I'm just okay with Fire Blast. It doesn't really bother me. And the main reason why Castform's actually good is because it gets Tailwind. Who would have seen that coming? You can go Ludicolo Castform, pop that fake out Tailwind, and then just switch out your Ludicolo for any of your weather starters and start picking people off one by one. And that's normally how I like to play the team. It's very, very fun. If you have not tried it for yourself, definitely give it a shot. Up next is going to be Ninetales with Protect, Roar, Encore, and Blizzard with the Icium Z. This makes absolutely no sense, right? It's another one of those Pokemon where, you know, the standard item you would normally have on it, which is like a Sash or a Light Clay, don't really fit this moveset. You may be wondering why you have Roar on this. This team is incredibly susceptible to Trick Room. Like, I got nothing. I got Sleep Powder from Venusaur. I got the Roar on the Ninetales. I got Fake Out with Ludicolo. But I'm a Tailwind team. This is a gimmicky team. It does not deal with hard Trick Room. So you gotta have Roar on your Ninetales, I feel. You can always go Fake Out pressure. You can always go Ludicolo, Ninetales, go Fake Out, Roar, and you'll be able to roar out the Trick Room user every single time if Trick Room is a problem for you. You also have the Encore. Encore is huge. Being able to switch in Ninetales, change your Castform type, pick up a KO, and then Encore something that we used to protect last turn with Ninetales. That's a game winner. And you may be wondering, why are you running ICMZ? Well, most Landorus's are running the Assault Vest right now, so they can actually live through your Blizzards, which is really annoying. So you can ICMZ those, but the main Pokemon you want to be ICMZing is Amoonguss. And it is a juicy one-shot on Amoonguss that they never see coming. They're like, I can eat that, and I'm like, you can't eat that. So, ICMZ Ninetales, super style points. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I would like to put a sash on this thing, but we're obviously using our sash on our Castform, which is what the team's about. So after that, we have Standard Charizard Y-Set. We got Protect, Tailwind, Fire Pledge, and Heat Wave. Though this is a somewhat Pledge team with, you know, Charizard and Venusaur, I think it's a very, you know, underrated type of play. Remember, Pledge, they combine into one attack, the 150 base. It's actually going to be Fire Pledge every time, even though they vary on who uses it depending on speed tiers. The slower Pokemon uses it, and so if Venusaur uses it, if you're not fully activating your Chlorophyll, it's still going to get the boost from the sun, so you're completely fine. Fire Pledge is also a single target move. It's an 80 base regardless, so it's like a worst case scenario, worst case, just a little bit weaker Flamethrower, which means it's still a pretty good move. Note that we have Tailwind on Charizard and Castform. Sometimes I lead both of them, and I just go double Tailwind. One of these is going to work. You're going to Fake Out or kill one of my Mons. I'm going to get my Tailwind up, and it always works. Usually they Fake Out the Charizard. So more often than not, you can Protect with Charizard and Tailwind Castform because that's unpredictable. But if you want to be safe, you could Tailwind both of them. After that's going to be Ludicolo. We see Fake Out, Ice Beam, Scald, Giga Drain, Assault Vest. This is where people expect their Z move to be, but the Assault Vest Ludicolo is like the best Pokemon ever made. I 100% respect this Pokemon, and it has a very unique moveset. It's incredibly bulky. There's only 84 in speed, so you're faster than base 130 Pokemon. I mean, I could care less if I'm faster than certain Scarf things, but you only need to be faster than like Cocos and Crobats and stuff like that. And this thing, with the use of Giga Drain and Scald, this Pokemon lives forever, and you don't need Rain. As the format gets older, a lot of you newer players are going to realize that Ludicolo is just amazing, and it should be in every single team. It's one of the best Fake Out users in the game. And if they have Rain, you win. And even if you don't have Rain, it's just like Giga Drain with Vest. It lives forever. It has Ice Beam. It has Scald. This is an amazing Pokemon. You bring it to every game. Even if you're not using Rain, you bring it to every game. And last but not least is going to be a Scarf Pelipper. Another Pokemon I'd like to put a sash on, but you play with what you got. You have Ice Beam, Hurricane, Hydro Pump, and Rain Dance. And you're thinking, why Rain Dance? That's completely crazy. Like, you could put Scald there. Why don't you put Scald there? Well, I'll give you an example. There's a lot of Pokemon that Mega Evolve and gain a weather ability, like Charizard, like Tyranitar, like Abomasnow. If you were to lead Pelipper, Ludicolo, or Pelipper Castform or anything like that, you can hard cast your Rain Dance going first because you're Scarfed. It changes your Castform to water, or it takes away their weather after they Mega Evolve. So like if you lead Ludicolo and Pelipper, and they lead Tyranitar, they already have their weather, and they're like, I'm good. But he could switch in weather because he has like a bunch of other Pokemon that can do that. So they're probably going to Mega Evolve, which means they Mega Evolve, they, you know, continually activate their Sandstorm or whatever, and then you Rain Dance on top of it, just pop them in the face with Ludicolo and get that one shot. Works against Zard, works against pretty much everything, and people never ever see it coming. They never see it coming. It's so good to best of one. You gotta try it. It's so good. So that's the team. We're gonna hop on a Pokemon Showdown so I can give you a little bit more of a rundown on the EV spreads, just to familiarize you guys with the EV spreads, because they're not too special, but I think they are important enough to know, and I always hate it when I use QR codes and don't know the EV spreads. So we're gonna hop on a Showdown now. Here we go. Alright, so we're on Pokemon Showdown. This is just for me to give you guys a detailed EV spread. Again, this is the same Pokemon, I just put them in Showdown. The EV spread on our Pokemon are going to be pretty unique. Can you guys even see the EV spreads? Let me mess with this. Ah, that's not the way to do it. Aha! There we go. A little bit better. So you guys can see the EV spreads here. Venusaur is fully invested in special attack. This is a fully special attack invested Venusaur. Let me get this out of there. Fully special attack invested Venusaur. Sorry about that. And it has just, you know, leftover points and other things. It's mostly going to be bulk after that. We have just enough speed to be faster than Landorus with Nature and Choice Scarf. Just because sometimes if you lead against Landorus, you need to be able to sleep powder their Landorus after your Chlorophyll boost. So with Chlorophyll, this Venusaur is faster than Landorus, which I think goes up to like 157 or something like that. And then it gets the the scarf, which is giving it a 1.5, which makes it like 230. 36 or 37, so this is like 238 or something like that. It's just fast enough to be faster than things. We just have a couple leftover points. We put them in defense and specialty. Nothing special on this guy, but I felt that I should let you know that it's not full speed, that there's a good investment in HP bulk. Castform, completely standard. We're going to be running special attack and speed, hitting huge those weather balls, which remember does double damage if there's a weather on the board. So it goes to base 100 and then you stab on top of that, which means Castform, even though it has a 70 base, this thing hits like a truck because it also gets the boost from the weather. If it's raining or if it's sunny, oh my gosh, you get the double weather boost from the weather ball. Then you get the stab, and then you get like the weather terrain effect on sun and water. You legit, like, Heatran gets one-shotted by the weather ball water. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Heatran's so good, and just gets destroyed. Ninetales, completely standard. We're going full speed special attack. Nothing special on that. You guys have seen this all before. Charizard, again, nothing special. We're going modest over timid. I'm sure most of you guys want it to be timid or a little bit bulky, but this is just how I run my Charizard. If anything, I think I bring Charizard the least out of all the weathers. I like to bring Ninetales, Encore is really good. I like to bring Pelipper, and I like to bring Ludicolo and Venusaur a lot. So that's how this works. Up next is going to be Ludicolo as somewhat of a weird moveset. It only needs 84 investment to be faster than base 130s, which is Coco, Crobat, Aerodactyl tier. And, you know, I could these 172 in HP, I could optimize these guys for better stats, but I figured since I have an Assault Vest, I'd rather just have the HP and, you know, let my inherent base 100 specialty kind of carry me up a little bit. So, Ludicolo, relatively bulky. You guys would be very surprised how well this Pokemon works for you. And then Pelipper, standard stuff, just got timid, full special attack, full speed, ready to go, dealing that big damage. There's not that much else to say about this team. Hopefully, you guys have seen some of this Castform team in action. Hopefully, you guys try it for yourself. I want to say thank you to everyone that uses my QR codes, because the more you guys use the QR teams, the higher my builder rank goes, and the more teams I can make for you guys to use. I'm in the process of making more QR teams, and what I want to try and do is make QR teams for teams that there aren't any QR codes yet, because when I thought about making this Castform team, I was just going to use a QR team, but there wasn't a single one up there, so I was like, I will take it upon myself and make the QR Castform team. So, if you guys have any ideas for teams you guys would want to see in a QR code, leave those in the comments below. Have a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys are having a good time with your families, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.